Yes, I am still hyped. I am still excited, and I still got it going through me, man. What is going on, everybody? I am Mac, and I am back on this Monday morning with another overreaction towards Saturday's game. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram, link in the description below. So yeah, as always, I do an overreaction Monday or Friday or pretty much the day following the day that the Steelers play a game. So let's talk about the offense some more, man. I mean, after watching the replay of the game Saturday night, wow. I mean, I don't even know if I can really even call this an overreaction because really the only way that I can feasibly call this one is because you're probably going to say down in the comments below, well, you're overreacting about a preseason dub or you're overreacting because the game was exhibition. Am I? Because we all know the defense was just superb Saturday night, shutting out Buffalo for 3 quarters. And mind you, the Bills had their first team offense in for pretty much the first quarter. And we shut them out. Especially knowing what they did to us this past season, a 38-3 loss in Buffalo. One of the worst Steeler performances I've ever seen. That first team offense was on the field. And that defense was legit. Especially with Nick Herbig, like I said in my post-game video. Guy was just all over the field. Making play after play after play. TJ Watt was getting pressure in. Alex Highsmith recorded a sack. Peasy Jr. got his interception. Like, if you were at the game Saturday night, you probably had the time of your life. I only wish I was there. But So we know what the Bills could hardly even move the ball on offense Saturday night in the first quarter. First drive for them, 8 yards gained, punt. Second drive they had 31 yards gained, punt. Third possession, they lost 34 yards. Mainly due to self-inflicted wounds with costly penalties they took, which is very unlike the Bills. Another punt. Those were just the first 3 drives for that first team offense by the Bills. But let's talk about the offense. Like I said, I don't know if you can even call this a fluke anymore or if you can say I'm overreacting. But when it happens twice in a row, you know that there's something going on with this offense right now. The first team offense for the Steelers Saturday night was on the field for 2 drives. And guess what happened? Both drives resulted in touchdowns. And they weren't just like, a chunk of yardage here, a conversion there. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. It wasn't like, these dinky little plays that we're accustomed to as Steeler fans. We were getting big plays from the first team offense. And even going back to last week against Tampa Bay. A 33-yard touchdown pass to George Pickens on the first touchdown of preseason for us. Saturday night, 2 more of those big plays. 62-yard touchdown run by Jaylen Warren. Longest rushing touchdown I've seen by the Steelers in years. I can't even remember. You'd probably have to go back to like Super Bowl 40 when Willie Parker busted out a 75-yarder. It's been that long. 25-yard touchdown pass from Kenny Pickett to Muth. Perfect ball placement. Couldn't have put it any better. And that's just what I'm talking about, man. 2 offensive touchdowns in 2 drives. 7 plays. 5 minutes into the game, we're up 14-0. And the first team offense, every time they've been out on the field, they've scored touchdowns. I know it's only been, 3 drives total for the first team offense, but when you are seeing improvement and progress being made by the offense that you're going to see for the whole season, it's just a beautiful sight to see. And you see it especially with Kenny Pickett and the way that this guy's been playing in preseason. And like I keep hounding into everybody, how he is doing in training camp. It really does make me feel like we have found our next franchise quarterback. Because it may not be the best or the way that you want to go with evaluating it. But look at that Bills game from last year and look at that Dolphins game from last year. Every single time defenses were coming in and they were disguising coverages, they were going from cover 2 to cover 1. They were fooling Kenny Pickett every time. I mean, that's what they like. That's what a lot of defenses like to do to rookie quarterbacks like that. They intimidate him. They try to phase him. They trick him into making mistakes, into forcing bad passes. Now, granted, a lot of those interceptions, I must stress, are hardly on Kenny Pickett. It's just unfortunate timing and bad luck. But still, forcing him to make rookie mistakes like that. Now it's like it doesn't even faze him. And you could definitely see that from Saturday's game with Kenny Pickett. He is reading these disguises so much better, and he's allowing his targets to set up their own routes and to gain separation. Take a look at that. Take a look at that opening drive on that third down conversion. The Bills dropping from cover 2 to cover 1. And Kenny Pickett, it didn't even faze him. He was so composed. He was so chilled. He was like, okay, they're putting this guy, they're putting their best coverage guy on Deontay Johnson. You want to know what I'm going to do? I know that George Pickens is my guy because, they're so focused. They're so tightly focused on stopping Deontay Johnson because they're just going to drop into 2-on-1. And George Pickens is going to be left wide open. And with that touchdown pass by Muth, it's like he didn't even hesitate. Saw Muth early and put the ball in play where only Muth could catch it. Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. He is reading these disguises so much better. He looks so much more composed. He looks so much more chill. And like I said, he's even extending plays with his legs, He's running away from pressure. He's avoiding sacks. And I know that has a lot to do with the O-line. The O-line looks great so far, especially Dan Moore. I have to give him credit. Like I said, I would probably put Dan Moore at left tackle for the first 3 weeks. But still, Kenny Pickett is just playing so well so far, man. And like I said, last year when he had those, cover blitzes and when he had those disguise coverages, he was getting intimidated by it. He ain't getting intimidated by it anymore. And compared to what we've seen for the past couple of seasons with this offense, because it's been dreadful, it's such a beautiful thing to see, man. I can't stress it enough. And a lot of that has to do with, get ready for this, Matt Canada. The guy that I love to crucify. The guy that every Steeler fan on earth loves to crucify. You have to give him credit for what this offense is doing in preseason. It seems like the playbook is starting to get a little bit more open because we're seeing that. Great communication with Kenny Pickett and his targets. Great standouts like Jalen Warren busting it open for that 62-yard touchdown run. Great blocking on that O-line, where on that touchdown run, the O-line just absolutely gave second and third degree burns to Buffalo's first team defense. Making good plays. The route running looks improved. Third down conversions. Moving the ball. Moving the chains. Getting big chunks of yards. How can you not overreact to this? That's a better question. How can you not overreact to this? This is the reason that I said that the Steelers are in much better shape offensively than you think, despite, a mediocre, I'm putting it lightly, a mediocre play caller on offensive coordinator. But if all of these things come together and we're starting to see the collective cogs come through, then this offense is going to be really solid for this upcoming season. And I know it's preseason. I know the games are exhibition. But preseason, I can't stress enough, serves a purpose to see where you stand as far as your production goes. And right now, the Steelers are absolutely producing on offense. This is my overreaction. Let's have another solid outing against the Falcons Thursday night, and then let's get ready for the regular season. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Mac checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.